Hello, my name is Mike, and welcome back to The Council. Episode 3 is out now, and I am eager to see where the story goes. Last time in Episode 2, it felt like there were fewer character battles, those kind of narrative boss battles that I felt were very unique and very interesting for this game. I really liked those, but sadly there weren't as many in Episode 2 as there were in Episode 1, so I'm hoping to see more of that. Last time, we did encounter Peru. Due to our incompetence, we got trapped and we had to ask him for help. So, hopefully Peru's gonna take pity on us, maybe? Maybe he's not gonna be quite so aggressive, although he does seem to be a bit of a bully, so maybe he's just gonna smell this weakness like a shark and go for our blood. I think there was also a chance that we could have encountered somebody, maybe our mother last episode, but thanks to the decisions we made, we did not see her. So maybe we'll see her for the first time this game, and we'll see if my premonition is correct, and see if she has indeed lost her arm, as we saw in the dream sequence. But let's jump right in and find out. Yeah, last time we found a dead body underneath the hedge maze, the garden. That's right. Found, I think, a dead butler down here, and then we got caught in the act.
Louis, the conference is about to start any minute. This is not the time to be...
I'm just messing around with a dead body.
Damn it. What's going on?
I don't know exactly, Mr. President. I was looking for my mother and I came upon this body.
My God. You don't think Sarah did it, do you?
I honestly don't know. Protect her reputation! That's gonna take... Well, yeah, I think we can do that. It's not gonna cost any points. No, she definitely didn't do it, probably.
Mr. President, you really shouldn't get involved. Please be on your way. I'll take care of this. You didn't come this way and you didn't see anything.
You're right, it's for the best. If Sarah did that, I don't know what kind of hornet's nest she's kicked open. But I do wish you luck, my friend.
Thank you. If anyone asks if you saw a dead body, you say no.
Oh, darn, the conference is starting. Time is of the essence. Sort this out and join us as quickly as you can in the conference room. Everyone will be expecting you.
Mr. President, this is not really the right time, and I didn't come for that.
Your mother's seat cannot remain vacant. You must replace her while she's still missing. Your mother and I were to support Mortimer on this project. I don't know what the subject is, but the future of our countries depends on it. Given the importance of all this to Mortimer, he won't let the conference begin without you. So if you don't want more servants coming looking for you, I'd advise you to join us quickly and to put a brave face on it. The best favor you can do for yourself, Louis, and for Sarah, is to come and support Mortimer's project at the conference.
Okay, yes. Get out of here and I'll bury that body quickly.
Don't worry. You can count on me, Mr. President. I shall help you with Mortimer's project as soon as I've finished up here.
Good, Louis. Sarah would be proud of you.
Thank you.
I'll stall them while you're on your way, but make haste. I'm going. Don't be long.
Tell them that I'm on my way.
Tell them I'm reading 3 books, because that's not actually a lie, because I'm reading 3 manuscripts. Alright, this guy right down here. He is a corpse, alright.
Oh, he's dead. What the hell's been going on here?
Oh, I don't have a whole lot of action points to work with. I could examine the body, I could search him. Let's search him quickly. Head to toe, let's go. Examine the body, science level of 1.
Let's see what secret's hidden under these masks. His face doesn't ring a bell. I'm a bit disappointed. Might have expected more from Lord Mortimer.
Okay, so I can't look under the mask. I don't really want to use 3 points to look at the body.
Mother, if this is your doing, the situation is getting worse and worse.
Although I do have a bunch of items I could use. Restores 2 effort points. Yeah, let's do some of this royal honey. And this one is going to... Ah, yes, next skill use is free. There, now we can check it out. Now we can examine the body for 0 points.
Somebody smashed in the back of his head with something.
Blunt instrument.
He slowly bled to death. But that isn't what killed him. They broke his neck.
Wowzers. Okay.
Mother, if this is your doing, the situation is getting worse and worse.
If they already broke his neck, why would they strike him in the back of the head with a blunt instrument? To make him look like he was killed in a different way than normal? I found a few more items here, but that's not really a clue. It'll be useful, sure, but it's not going to be what I need.
Well, the gate is locked.
Well, not going that way then.
An old blanket. From the looks of it, it couldn't have kept her very warm.
And some royal delicious cheese, is that what that is?
Leftover food. Ugh, not exactly fresh. Must have been here for a while. Someone's made a fire here.
And the ashes are still warm.
Is this where Mother was living?
You're the one who did it, Mother. It couldn't have been easy with only one hand.
Apparently I can observe something about the ashes. My mother hasn't been living in the hedge maze, has she? Because that would be pretty easy to discover her.
I must have just missed her. If only I hadn't wasted so much time getting out of Lord Mortimer's study.
Yeah, I got stuck, I know. Stop rubbing that in my face. I'm not good at puzzles. I think that's all we can examine down here. Let's hurry back and go to the press conference, go talk to Mortimer and such, pretend we weren't ever down here. Yeah, let's just leave. I would have liked to do more, but I think we've exhausted everything we can do here. Killed by broken neck, then a blunt trauma to the back of the head to finish him off for good, maybe? No, he was already dead. I guess maybe they were trying to frame... I have no idea what to make of that, but I'll make a note of it.
There's the alchemical symbol of the earth on the lid.
Oh, that's right. My subterfuge skill has a penalty because of something I did earlier. It would take 4 skills to open that. I do have 1 key, but that's probably not going to open the entire thing. It is. Okay, that was enough to open it. Good. And there was just a caramelized water in there, so... Oh, and a royal jelly. That's actually good stuff to have. Thank you. Hello. I'm not allowed to go that way?
Monsieur de Richet, you are expected at the conference. Please take the door to your left to join the guests.
Okay. You look familiar. Didn't I just find you dead under a hedge maze? Excuse me. Okay, why don't we mingle for a little bit, I guess, while we're here? Maybe pick up a few things lying around on the table.
Amber crystals.
Nice. More amber fragments. Always good to have those. Now, this group of people. Hello. We've got Twin Girl here on the right, and the Holy Man, and this guy I haven't really met much before. Hello, everybody. How are we all doing today?
My son, glad you're here. It seems Lord Mortimer's been waiting for you to arrive before beginning. What a pity your mother isn't here for the conference. I hope I'll be able to see her before I leave. I still have a very important letter to give to her.
Yes, we already know
All right,
about that.
Louis. You look like you're miles away.
Everything's fine. Don't worry.
Lord Mortimer wants to talk to you, Louis. Don't make him wait.
Okay, fine. We'll catch up later. I bet Peru here wants to talk. Hey, Peru.
I don't know if you ever found what you were looking for in the garden, but Mortimer is waiting for you. I suggest you get a move on.
You say it as if you were afraid of him.
Why are you so afraid? What's going on between the two of you?
I sense that you have things you'd like to say, but something's holding you back. What is going on between you two?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I believed in him. I followed him to the best of my ability. I championed his ideas, defended his decisions, and then, without even realizing it, I became lost. The siren's song, Monsieur de Richet. You wake up one morning, not knowing where you are, and you think about everything you've done for a man who wasn't even worth it. For a man who has no respect for you, who uses you, and who drops you as soon as he no longer needs you. For me, it's too late now. But you still have a choice. Don't respond to his call, sir.
Well, that was insightful. Don't respond to his call. Everyone's telling me that I have to go respond to his call.
Ah, Louis, I've been expecting you. Thank you for joining us. We are about to begin our conference. Let me explain what is at stake.
Thank you kindly, but what do you expect of me exactly? My mother's the one who's supposed to attend, not me.
That is indeed what was initially intended. Unfortunately, she still hasn't been found, and my guests can't stay here indefinitely. The conference must begin, and it would be truly beneficial to the Order to join in the project. Consequently, I would like you to replace her during her absence. What is at stake here is of the utmost importance.
It's important that the French Order gets their say. And should you need any advice, don't worry, you are not alone, Louis.
Very well.
This conference seems like a big deal for you guys. What's it about? The Order, yes, but elaborate on that, please.
Can you give me a brief explanation of the aim of it all?
Of course, Louis, I was coming to that. The aim of these meetings is to bring together the most influential people in order to think together about the future.
And why is Peru here?
The future of who?
Of the world, Louis.
Our desire is to steer the destiny of our respective countries for the good of all, and to no longer suffer the random hazards of history.
Seems idealistic. I hope you're able to find success. More questions? I have no more questions. How does this conference work? What is my role in this?
In concrete terms, how do you organize your discussions?
A conference is always organized the same way. There are two masters of ceremony who determine an important subject.
You and Sir Gregory, I presume.
Exactly. We shall be the masters of ceremony. It was our obligation to each bring to the table several guests in order to debate a subject. Once the debate is closed, a decision will be made by a vote of all the participants.
By a unanimous vote. If the project is not agreed on by all, then it will be rejected.
And neither of the two masters of ceremony have the right to vote.
It's up to the guests alone to decide, Louis. In other words, us.
Gregory and myself are merely the go-betweens.
Oh,
Finally,
brother.
if the project is validated, each guest goes home and starts working to make it happen.
It can take years.
So we have a group of people here from different corners of the world, all with different objectives and goals, different cultures, and we have to make them unanimously to agree. I don't think we can make them all agree on one thing unanimously. That seems like it's going to be very impossible.
Can you give me an example of an event that was decided here before being implemented in the outside world?
Well, take the French Revolution. It was decided right here 2 years before its implementation in France.
Concerning the case of the French Revolution, I wasn't invited. But as far as the American Revolution is concerned, Louis, I can testify that we planned it 5 years before implementing it.
All right. Well, you guys got your hands dipped in some pretty deep pots. Do you meet every 10 years or something like that?
Do you often hold this kind of society dinner?
In general, once a year, but in actual fact it tends to be events that dictate our gatherings.
Okay, good to know. How long has this organization been operating? I'm gonna guess since Stone Age?
How long have you been active?
Oh, this tradition has more or less always existed, Louis. It has continued from generation to generation.
So I see, since the beginning of time. Yep. Okay, I have no more questions.
Louis, let me keep you a moment.
Please do. You're gonna yell at me?
I would like to let you in on a secret before we begin, because I'm going to need your assistance.
Alright, I admit it, I broke into your office!
The project I'm going to present concerns the territory of Louisiana in North America.
Yeah?
It's currently Spanish territory, and I'm going to make the proposition to the Assembly for it to become French.
Okay. Interesting. Giving the Spanish territory of Louisiana to the French.
But how does that concern me?
Well, you see, I prepared this project with your mother. We began thinking about a crazy idea. Unfortunately, Sarah went missing before getting the bigger picture. I don't intend to stop at Louisiana. My idea is to increase the territory of the United States. The first stone of this vast project consists of getting Spain to cede Louisiana to France. Once it becomes French, France will hand it over to the United States, which will then allow them to double the size of their territory. And that's where you come in. France and the United States, hand in hand, two democracies illuminating the world.
Actually, America's more of a democratic republic, but I guess we're just mincing words here. I guess, historically, I'm aware that France traded Louisiana and Louisiana territories to the United States with the Louisiana Purchase, but were they really in Spanish hands before that? I guess I never learned history back that far. Okay. I could inquire how far his project goes. That would take me 1 skill point. Or where does the project extend? Another skill point. Why don't I just pick one of these questions? Where does his project extend? How far does his project... It feels like these are the same question.
But why spread it over 2 phases? Why not announce the overall project immediately?
Unfortunately, if Spain were to hear that the intention of all this is to allow the United States to grow, they would never sign. Manuel Godoy is perfectly aware of President Washington's appetite. If the United States took Louisiana, Godoy would know full well that he will have lost the entire North American continent. Things must take place in several stages. Otherwise, the change will be too brutal, and he will have no choice but to reject the project. Take a look at them. Apart from President Washington, they all belong to monarchies. Do you really think they won't resist? Of course they'll fight, fearful as they are of losing their precious privileges. But the world needs visionaries, like you, like your mother. It's a pity Sarah isn't here to see it. She only knew about a tiny part of the project. I hope I can count on you, Louis. It's time to start now. I must ask you to keep it to yourself for the time being. Take a seat, follow the discussions. We'll have an opportunity to catch up later, and you'll be able to let me know your thoughts.
It sounds like this guy is just trying to get two powerful nations within his grasp. I don't know.
My friends, I propose we get started.
This guy might have nefarious intentions. I can't entirely be sure. I don't know him all that well. But his plan isn't terrible. I might very well have the opportunity of changing the course of history here, though.
First of all, I would like to thank you for taking the time to come.
The honor is ours, my lord.
As per our custom, here we are all together to discuss the face of tomorrow's world. Even though there may be certain tensions between our nations, I must ask you to keep an open mind. As Sarah de Richet is unable to be among us, please welcome Louis de Richet, who will represent the Golden Order and will vote on its behalf when the time comes.
Welcome among us, Louis.
Pleased to be here.
I hope he'll be more effective than his mother regarding the protection of the King of France. The Order has proved particularly inefficient.
Come, Manuel, you're not going to spoil our visit. The Order's mission was not to protect King Louis XVI, as far as I am aware.
We are talking about a king of divine blood, for goodness sake. It seemed obvious to me he needed protecting. If the Golden Order wants to pride itself on being an influential organization, it should have kept him alive.
And we didn't vote on it. If we didn't vote on it, we can't do it. Give a nod without saying anything. Put him in his place. Oh, he's very prideful. If I put him in his place, I might gain respect from everyone else, but let's just try and be polite about this. Give a nod without saying anything. Let's thank them for their welcome. Let's try and be dignified about this.
Thank you all. I am honored to be among you today. I will strive to represent the interests of the Order as best I can.
Perhaps we may begin, Lord Mortimer.
That guy.
Certainly. I have a dream that our nations will continue to support each other, more now than ever before. A dream that, for the sake of common good, we will do what it takes to ensure stability in the modern world. I have a dream that we shall lead by example and ensure that the American territory may remain in peace.
Thank you for the thought, Lord Mortimer, but I don't see where you're leading.
I'm coming to it, Mr. President. I need not remind you that North America is currently divided between the United States on the East Coast and Spain, which occupies the remaining 2/3 of the continent. Well, I propose that Spain cede the center of the continent to France, namely all of Louisiana.
Louisiana? But, well, it is not for sale. Lord Mortimer, I sincerely hope I have not come all this way just to hear you ramble on about what Spain should and should not do. When we went to all the trouble of gaining the territory a few years ago, it was not just to lose it today. Have I made myself clear?
What did I tell you, William? You speak of union, and yet here you are, about to tear us apart.
Duke Manuel, I perfectly understand you. But rest assured, you will soon adore my proposition. You shall see.
Well, since you give me the choice, my good fellow, allow me to doubt it. However, I am impatient to hear what Spain could possibly gain from the sale of Louisiana.
I never spoke of a sale, my good fellow.
What? But I do not understand.
There is one more territory left to conquer, if I'm not mistaken, in the northwest. It is, of course, occupied by your notorious Indians, but...
We shall soon be rid of the savages, so that is not the question.
They are not savages? No, why don't we just keep quiet? I don't think there's anyone that I'm going to be able to win over if I defend the Native Americans.
Duke Manuel, I believe that Spain should cede Louisiana to France free of charge.
This is utterly grotesque, Lord Mortimer. What a strange example you set for your young protege. Isn't that so, Monsieur de Richet? Do you understand anything of this proposition?
I have no idea what he means. It would protect you from the Americans. That might appeal to him, yeah. That could definitely appeal to him. It will protect you from the British? He might be more concerned with the British, though. Difficult choice here. We'll try and persuade him with conversation. It would protect you from the Americans, who might be threatened. No, he wouldn't be scared of the Americans. He'd probably, difficult choice. This one is difficulty level of 4, so would that necessarily make it more successful to pick? I don't think it would. But I'm gonna do it anyway. It'll protect you from the Americans.
If I were you, Senor Godoy, I would think twice before stirring up a scandal.
I beg your pardon?
Given the size of your colonies, you won't be able to keep them for long. A number of countries are eyeing them as we speak. The United States would have no trouble taking them. For all intents and purposes, you have no army in place. By wanting to keep everything, you risk losing it all, especially your colonies in South America, which are far more valuable to you.
That is indeed the danger, Duke Manuel. If it comes to war over Louisiana, you will lose. And probably a good deal more than you now imagine.
Young man, you are indeed a dark horse, aren't you?
I must say, William, I find your project mostly disfavors me. I thought you were my friend.
And I am, Mr. President. That is why I'm doing everything in my power to calm your expansionist fervor. France, in Louisiana, should persuade you not to attempt anything to take the territory by force. Louisiana is a vast wetland where you would needlessly lose most of your troops. It would weaken you and offer certain nations the perfect opportunity to take back your famous United States. I am protecting you from yourself, George. Trust
Would that even work?
I understand. But with friends like you, sir, I certainly don't need any more enemies. I hope you know what you're doing.
Oh, he does. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad it worked out. Oh, politics. Wait, politics doesn't work on that guy.
Am I imagining things, or does it look like Washington isn't aware of Mortimer's plan?
Not to put too fine a point on it, Lord Mortimer, but I doubt the Holy See would be in favor of Catholic Louisiana being handed over to secular revolutionaries and king killers.
I should think Monsieur de Richet has an opinion on this subject, does he not?
Who? What, me? France does not need to seek the Pope's opinion? Ooh, throw that in his face. I don't have erudition to do this one, apparently. Think of Mortimer's maps of the world. Am I gonna say think of Mortimer's maps, or am I going to think of Mortimer's maps? Is this a thing I'm gonna say or a thing I'm gonna do? I don't know.
On the maps of Italy I saw in Mortimer's secret study, he had anticipated movements of troops across Italy. I wouldn't be surprised if he's planning an invasion of Italy by France, and if I push the notion a bit further, I can well imagine that Bonaparte's cannons, financed by the Order, will be used for that purpose. The noose is tightening around poor Piaggi's neck without him even realizing it.
I don't know if I'm the best person to speak about that, Your Eminence.
But I'm going to anyway. L'été pourrait se faire envers.
Well, I think that the French army will enter Italy, and that the Vatican will do whatever France demands of it, if the Vatican wants to retain its place.
You are joking, I hope. Lord Mortimer, I did not come here to listen to such nonsense.
What makes you think that, Monsieur de Richet?
Well, Monsieur Bonaparte, here present, has ordered a large number of cannons, and I wouldn't be surprised if they were to be used to keep Italy under control.
Come, sir. What a strange idea.
So fanciful,
I have
I know.
enough on my plate with issues in Corsica.
If you say so.
You see,
But Corsica is not where the cannons are to be delivered, is it?
Aye, but... Louis, you are quick-witted. I like you.
You seem to be overlooking something, Messieurs les Français. I also have backers who would be only too pleased to demonstrate the full extent of their fervor by defending the Vatican. Mi auguro che insegnerete l'educazione a questo giovanotto presuntuoso, Sir Gregory.
You know I don't have language. Wait, yes I do.
I hope that you will teach this pretentious young man some manners, Sir Gregory.
What?
It looks like I won't be just making friends
How
here.
dare he?
In any case, my lord, I doubt the English crown will agree.
Ich will sicher Ihnen, Emily. Nie Preußen wird diese Vereinbarung akzeptieren.
Well, you're all lucky I put points into linguistics.
I assure you, Emily, the Prussian will never accept this agreement. Volner looks like he's set on ruining Mortimer's plan.
Volner.
Duchess, I am persuaded that we shall find a common ground.
That's enough, William. These are grave times. We don't care about the fate of Louisiana. That worthless expanse of putrid swamps interests no one but yourself.
Speak for yourself, my friend.
Hold on there, Mr. Royal Gigolo. Lower the volume, and let Sir Gregory finish.
At least he's willing to give him the option to finish. I have psychology, apparently.
Holm, Godoy, and now Volner? Mortimer's adversaries are ready to tear each other to pieces, and he takes a malicious pleasure in watching it happen.
How dare
Gentlemen, let us try to remain calm.
There you are, William. See where your projects have taken us, as per usual. Chaos! That's enough. I'm tired. We shall continue this discussion tomorrow, but please be aware that your project will never be ratified. Those who are opposed to this project, follow me.
All right, let's see who I have to convince here. Oh, the twin and...
Are you coming with us, Monsieur de Richet?
Come, Gregory, I think Louis would rather stay. Wouldn't you, Louis?
Yeah, I don't really like that guy, so based on that alone, I'm probably just gonna stay here. Is there literally no one who's gonna stay? Are you all leaving? Is it just me and Mortimer?
As for me, I think I shall remain with Lord Mortimer, Sir Gregory.
You are committing a grave error, Louis.
Time will tell.
Have you considered putting on some lotion? It might do wonders for you. Well, I feel like I got my work cut out for me with all those people that don't agree with this. Maybe some of them feel peer pressured into not doing it, but... Oof. Is it just me in Peru?
My friend,
okay.
I would like to thank you for staying.
Good God, William. What is this I hear about you reinforcing military power in Louisiana? I have no interest in having France for a neighbor, and you know that very well.
Calm down, George. Louis, explain our plan to Mr. Washington, please.
Should I be the one to do that? In front of... Well, I guess there are two Frenchmen here, and... Okay, sure. The United States is gonna expand with the help of France. And France and the United States will go on and conquer the world. And Spain will be left in the dust.
You see, Mr. President, Lord Mortimer anticipates that once France obtains Louisiana, they will cede it to you.
What do you mean? To us? The United States?
You heard right.
But
President Washington, the United States will double in size.
By what miracle have you...
You need to expand, George. You and France are the two major democracies in the modern world. It is necessary that you both become superpowers.
Are you really going to sponsor democracy throughout the world?
Of course, Monsieur Peru. That's why I don't want Spain to get too attached to those weapons. Please continue, Louis. Explain my vision to Mr. President.
I think I just laid it all out there on the table. But maybe I can try and elaborate. It's not going to take me any skill points to do so, so of course. Or of course, of course, of course, of course.
By going through France, Spain won't suspect that it's you who's going to take possession of Louisiana. They'll even believe that France will be a protective buffer between itself in California and you on the East Coast. If Senor Godoy was afraid that you might take the territory by force, now he is reassured. You would never attack France.
But why didn't you tell me before?
I don't know exactly why he didn't tell you before, but I'm gonna guess it was because it was a spontaneous, spur-of-the-moment decision to give you double the territory.
So that Lord Mortimer would appear to be isolated without support.
Exactly. You got it, Louis.
Lord Mortimer retains the advantage by advancing under cover, and for it to work, he needed you to act surprised.
William, you haven't changed. Always one step ahead.
One step ahead? You're joking. More like 5.
On that note, my friends, it's getting late. Mr. President, continue to take offense over my project when we resume the conference in the morning. You do it to a T. And if Sir Gregory has the audacity to send you an emissary to convince you to go against me, do me a favor. String him along if you can. The more they believe we are divided, the more we'll have our hands free.
Only too happy to oblige.
Now, let us get some rest. We've got a big day tomorrow. Good night, gentlemen.
Good night.
Well, we've got a lot of work cut out for us to do this job, because we got to convince...
Louis, if you have a minute, I would like to ask a favor of you. I'm going to require your services.
This is exactly what I'm talking about, right?
Help? Tell me all about it.
Our adversaries are many, and the closing vote of the conference will soon be upon us. Time is of an essence, so I'll need you to assist me this evening.
How can I help?
I need you to go this very evening to persuade Signor Godoy to join us. He is the backbone of Gregory's resistance. Turn him round, and all the others will follow in such a stampede that Gregory will be able to do nothing but admit defeat.
Lord Mortimer, with all due respect, don't you think I'm the last person Godoy wants to talk to?
I'm sure you can do it. I believe in you.
Well, I can do my best, but even if I do persuade the Spanish man to turn over to our side, I don't know if German man is going to follow him quite so quickly. Also, he's hiding something from me, apparently.
Lord Mortimer, you're not telling me everything.
Or you aren't.
Let's say I wouldn't disapprove if the Right Honorable, though nonetheless choleric, Duke Manuel put you in his bad books. If it could motivate him to declare war on France, it would greatly serve our interests.
War? What do you mean?
I told you before the conference. The more we distract Spain from the Americas, the less it will have an eye on Louisiana.
But all the same, we're talking about a war in Europe.
Don't worry. That's why Mr. Bonaparte is with us. I am convinced we'll be perfectly capable of managing the conflict. And Signor Godoy is not a great soldier. He will not commit Spain to a long war that he won't be capable of managing.
I'll go straight away.
Thank you, my boy. And get some rest afterwards. Big day tomorrow.
Just so I follow you, you're talking about starting a war in Europe to earn Louisiana? That's what you're proposing? Seems like a bad trade. Seems like a very, very bad trade. I've been to Louisiana. Not sure if it's worth war in Europe.
Aren't you afraid our projects for Italy may be discovered before we... Oh, please excuse us, Louis, but I need to speak with Lord Mortimer in private.
No. What do you want, Louis?
I just wanted to eavesdrop on what Napoleon was saying. I guess I could take some advice if you got some for me.
I'm going to have a word with Duke Manuel, but you know him better than I do, I believe.
Yes. Avoid any marks of respect and protocol pertaining to his rank. He's not fond of courtly manners.
Thank you for the advice, my lord.
Not fond of courtly manners. Okay.
I shall be leaving you.
Ooh, hello? Is that Woolner standing in front of Godoy's room?
Duke Manuel Godoy.
Yeah, it's Godoy's room. All right. Before I talk to you, I'm going to take one of my items. Displays vulnerabilities. Hello.
Ah, Monsieur de Richet. You wouldn't have seen Duke Manuel by any chance, would you?
I was going to ask you the same question.
I wanted to speak to him, but no one will open the door. I'm not sure he's in there.
If I want to pass through, I'll have to get Volner out of the way.
I could make up a story to get through, which I could do, and he's vulnerable to it. It would only take 1 skill point. Make up a story to get him through. Okay, sure.
Excuse me, but I must fetch a letter for the Duke.
Very well, sir. You may pass.
That was easy enough. All right. And looks like Godoy's not in the entryway of this room. I don't think I've been in this room yet, so I'm going to loot everything I can, everything of value for me. Oh, Mr. Godoy, are you in the room? The room over here? The bed chambers? No, you are not. But you might have some useful things lying around here. Things maybe you wouldn't mind if I took. Maybe. Well, I didn't find anything in here.
Volner's probably still behind the door. I best go out through the balcony just in case.
Yeah, good idea. I'm gonna go do that. Who knocked over these apples? Hey, whoa. What's this? Hello?
Hey, Peru's name tag's fallen off, and his door's ajar.
Also, there's pears on the ground. Can I go out into the balcony? Because there's nothing in the room that would clue me into what's going on in here. Oh, hey, there's Peru. Those are shadows. Thought that might be bloodstains for a second. Hello, Peru, what's going on? Kind of a slob today?
Leave me, Deriche. I don't feel like talking.
That's fair enough. I just noticed all these pears spilled out front, and I wanted to make sure you were okay.
Your door was ajar, and well, given the state of your room, I was worried.
It's none of your business.
Very well. I'll leave you then. See you tomorrow, monsieur.
Yeah, let's not push him. We're starting to make inroads with this guy. There's no reason to make him angry or anything. If he says it's nothing, then it's nothing. He might have just flown off the handle, gotten really angry about something, caused the mess himself. Maybe he didn't tussle with anybody. Maybe he was just angry, started throwing things around, throwing a temper tantrum. Let's just keep on going. We gotta find Godoy. There he is. He's in this room playing the piano. Alright, first things first, take one more royal jelly. I might need a bit more skills. Display immunities with this, yep. And next skill use is free. Sure, we'll take one of these as well. Alright.
Duke Manuel?
Well. Monsieur de Richet, I was not expecting you. I am not in the mood, sir, I warn you. What do you want from me, sir?
I could ask why he was angry when he arrived. I could do that. Take that, free skill. Remind him of our country's common interests. Wolner's looking for you. I could try rallying him to Mortimer. I don't think that's gonna work. You seemed angry when you arrived, if you don't mind me asking.
I see you're still feeling under pressure. Since your arrival, I've noticed that you've been on the defensive.
Huh?
It seems to me that Monsieur Peru has a knack for getting your back up.
That is the least you can say. Indeed, I was warned. I knew what to expect. For God's sake, why in the hell did your people execute their king? Have the French gone stark raving mad? There are nothing but monarchies in power in Europe. They will all come crashing down on you.
We shall see. It might, well, turn out to be the opposite.
You certainly do not lack for audacity, young man. Just tell me one thing, monsieur. Why did you side with Mortimer? He is alone, isolated. The United States can do nothing to help you, and France is surrounded by over 10 countries, just waiting for the word to pounce. Really. I do not see why you choose Mortimer.
The reason is because the Order supports Mortimer. Yes, I am acting on behalf of the Order.
The Golden Order, my friend. The Order is everywhere. We come from France. We are President of the United States, England, and many other countries. We have ambitions and the means to carry them out. You'll see, once all hell breaks out and your English support starts to fade away. The Order is an international organization. It matters little what governments do. Otherwise, why would Mortimer have gone to the trouble of inviting my mother?
If you are right, Sir Gregory has got it all wrong. Tell me, do you really believe Spain has any interest in ceding Louisiana to France?
One moment, please. Glug, glug, glug. What would he gain from doing so?
Duke Manuel, for Spain, I don't know. But for you, I'm convinced that Lord Mortimer will thank you generously.
You would not be trying to bribe me, would you?
Nothing could be further from my mind. It would be an insult to believe that someone such as yourself might have a practical attitude towards its virtue. Even so, it is only natural that you be supported and encouraged if you were to follow Lord Mortimer, isn't it?
Indeed, for services rendered, it would be natural for me to receive compensation for the time spent achieving such an undertaking, yes?
Naturally. And, given your status, my Lord Duke, the compensation would have to be considerable.
Naturally. Tell me one last thing. What would I gain from all this?
What would you gain from all this? Speak to him about what he won't lose, rather? I could. Mortimer would be grateful for you. I could blackmail him, force him to war. I could. Apparently that's locked out for me because I missed a couple of things. To be free of home, oh, wouldn't we all love that? Well, let's see. What would be best here? Could I speak to him? Mortimer will be great. I don't think it's going to work. Let's tell him about what he won't lose, rather, because it sounds like he's at risk of losing more than just his territory. Yeah, the Southern Americas is probably really important. The Latin Americas, right?
If you continue with home, our two countries will become rivals. It could turn into war. Who knows?
It is likely, even.
A war, Duke Manuel. On our own territories. Do you really see yourself committing the Kingdom of Spain to an armed conflict against France? Can you imagine the financial investment required, not to mention the loss of lives and dishonor at the slightest defeat? Do you see yourself being the man responsible for that?
No, but you are the one who's pushing me into it, you damned Frenchman!
I'm not pushing you into anything, Duke Manuel. If you are a man of the future and of progress, as I'm given to believe, you will know how much suffering a war would bring. Come on, you fool, give it up. You're trapped like a rat.
Come on.
Monsieur, I am astounded. I did not think you capable, but you have succeeded. I will be more wary of you the next time. Nonetheless, if you can guarantee Lord Mortimer's support, then yes, you can count on my vote when the time comes. However, I expect you to be discreet with regard to my former partners, without which our agreement will become null and void.
Of course, my Lord Duke. You can count on me. Lord Mortimer will be delighted to hear the news.
I hope you know what you are getting into, Louis. I bid you good luck.
Good night, my Lord Duke. See you tomorrow. Well, that's one thing out of the way. The only thing left to do is wait for the conference to resume tomorrow morning.
Discretion is my middle name. That was just perfect. That was absolutely perfect. Granted, we did use all of our skill points and a couple of items to do so, but we found so many items, it's time we start putting them to good use. So we have persuaded the Spanish man, the Spaniard, to our side, and with him, the entire entourage should follow in tow. And as long as nothing else has gone wrong, let's go to bed, recover some skill points, and wake up tomorrow rested and refreshed, and keep on kicking ass. I am still a little concerned about Mother. I don't exactly know where she's gone or why she's still in hiding. She's probably still got one arm. And Emily, Emma, those two twins, that might be up to no good. I'm not entirely sure that they're not switching themselves out periodically, which is within the realm of possibility. I've never seen them both in the same room, but I can't tell for certain. Alright, time for bed. As long as there's no more interruptions for the night. Hello.
Good evening, Monsieur le Français.
Duchess, you're here. What a charming surprise. I'm beginning to think you can't be without me.
You have managed to penetrate my armor, sir. Am I disturbing you, perhaps?
The one disturbance I would welcome. Go to bed, Louis. This is not the right time.
That's not what I said.
Ah, by the way, you surprised me during the conference.
Why's that?
Well, you are going to lose. Why stay with Lord Mortimer?
I believe he has every chance of winning.
My, you are a rash one. However, if ever you want to change sides, please feel free to let me know.
But tell me, you didn't come here to try and make me change my mind, did you?
That's the last thing on my mind, although you would have everything to gain by it.
Really? Why would I change? Oh, my politics level is too low? Or, oh no, my skill is too low. I don't have enough skill points to do that. I was kind of hoping I'd recover my skill points by going to sleep. Didn't realize she was going to confront me. I prefer Mortimer. No. I'm going to risk it and take a royal jelly. Because I want to see if I can sweet talk her onto my side as well. Why would I change sides when I know that Mortimer's going to win?
Do you perhaps know something that I don't? Come on, Emily. It's time you lay your cards on the table.
Do you know something about Louisiana, or do you know something about Mortimer? She probably doesn't know anything about Louisiana. Does she? No.
If you know something I don't about Lord Mortimer, now's the time.
I don't want to speak ill of him, but in certain circles, you can't exactly say he has a good reputation.
Continue.
Well, there have been instances where he has used people, then gotten rid of them once he no longer seemed to need them, Louis. He makes fine promises, makes you feel valuable, tests you. But beware. I'm worried that something might happen to you.
Are you advising me to change sides as a precaution?
I'd rather say as a safety measure. Louis, if you trust me, you ought to ask yourself why I have chosen home. You do trust me, don't you?
I do no, but make her believe manipulation level of 1. But difficulty of 3, because I don't have enough points there. Do I trust you? I want to persuade you that I do, so I'm going to use a skill point use. There we go. I'm going to manipulate you. Hope you don't mind.
Of course, Emily. You know you have my full trust.
Louis, you're lying. That's not good.
Oh my.
Any more of that and I might get upset.
An immunity.
Admit, though, that it does make you think. There's still time, you know. Join us before it's too late.
So I can't manipulate her. I'm sorry, but I have to stay for Mortimer because I'm starting to have a sudden crisis of faith here. Why do I care about the United States expanding if I am technically a Frenchman? It's what I am. Well, I'll stay with Mortimer for now. I've already kind of committed to it, and I don't see any problems with his plan. He seems like he's got democracies on the mind. Seems a little idealistic, but I'm sure his intentions are more nefarious than he's letting on. Maybe he just wants to control democracies. Maybe he thinks democracies are easier to control than monarchies, which is why he wants to see the democracies control more power. But either way, I'm going to stay with Mortimer for now. Sorry to disappoint you.
Unfortunately, my word is my bond. I don't want to leave Lord Mortimer in the lurch.
Very well, as you wish. It's up to you to decide.
Tell me, are these visits to Mortimer's always so intense?
Yes and no. My sister doesn't normally disappear like she has. Any news of your mother?
Sadly, I haven't heard of her. I could speak to her about Emma. I don't know what I know about Emma. Is that just changing the subject? Before we talk about my mother, let's talk to you about your sister.
Still nothing. And you? Any news of your sister?
No, but knowing her, I'm persuaded she's on someone's trail. You'll see. She'll surprise us all.
If only you knew, Emily. You're right. We must remain positive. I'm sure it won't be long before she turns up.
My thoughts, too. She is Duchess Hillsborough, after all.
And as such, she is capable of anything.
I am sure that you'll appreciate her. You'll see.
No doubt about that.
And it might turn out that you prefer her to me. Who knows?
No, probably not. Your skin isn't rotting because you're not dead. Because you haven't been killed by my mother. Maybe so. How would I know?
Indeed. Who knows?
You like to play with fire, Louis. Can we change subject, please? I didn't come here to go through all that again.
Of course, it's late. You're right.
Oh, looks like I figured out why she's here after all. She likes to play with fire too. I like to think that she's falling victim to my skill and charm. It's my charisma that's winning her over. Oh, another nightmare. A bit of foresight into what's happened.
My friends, do not worry. I assure you that Lord Mortimer's plan will never see the light of day. I shall deal with informing our allies, but for the time being, I need you to make a stand.
What do you think about Monsieur de Richet?
I don't know yet. I feel there's great potential in him.
He looks like he can be trusted. And Duchess Hillsborough. Why isn't she here?
She's busy. Don't worry about her.
Oh, isn't it time to replace her?
Not so fast, sir. She is an important figure. You ought to have a little more faith in her.
What are we going to do about Washington?
He will be a hard nut to crack. On our chessboard, he is Mortimer's king.
Don't worry. Mr. President only wants one thing. To keep his dear America united. He won't jeopardize everything he has achieved on a whim.
He has been serving Mortimer for quite some time. It won't be easy to bring him around. Do you feel all right, Mr. Godoy? You haven't said a word.
Please excuse me, gentlemen. I feel tired.
Oh, I see. I think it is high time you left us then. Now!
Ooh, does he know I've got psychic powers? That could put a kink in things. Okay, so it looks like that guy is the ringleader. He's the one trying to persuade everyone to go against
Emily?
Mortimer. Sadly, Emily's not here.
Emily?
Nope.
Are you there?
Once again, she left without a word. Maybe she's making breakfast, cooking up pancakes.
Typical. There she goes again. What's with this habit of hers of taking off in the middle of the night?
I wouldn't mind, but she left me some French toast. That'd be great. She untucked half my shirt, too. Did I not recover any skill points in the night? Are you serious? I need those skill points.
Sir, the conference is about to begin. You are expected in the conference.
I super need those skill
Tell
points.
them I'm coming. Thank you.
Come on, Louis. The game is back on.
No skill points! Oh, Lord, I am in a world of trouble here. You'd think I'd be well rested after a night like that.
My friends, the conference is about to begin. Please excuse me if I troubled you last night with my project. I understand that you might well have a few questions to ask. As you know, the final vote will be cast in a few days. This morning's aim is to answer your questions and check the temperature of your respective positions so that we may reach a greater understanding.
As always, Lord Mortimer.
We parted in perfect disagreement, my lord. Where would you like us to take it from?
Come, sir. Please let William believe he still has a chance of winning us over. Otherwise, his imprecations will lack panache, and we shall be bored stiff.
Oh, let me assure you, I am convinced that a good night's sleep has brought sound advice, and that this morning will be even more interesting. Therefore, I would like to go around the table in order to hear everyone's first impressions.
Well, I am still firmly against it, even though my choice won't count.
Against.
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 And you, Duke Manuel?
Well, you see...
Just say neutral.
It is more complicated and it...
Calm, Gregory. Don't try to impress my guests, please.
They are not your guests.
Gregory, anyone under my roof is by definition my guest. You included. I would be very grateful if you would let my guests speak. Duke Manuel, you were saying you still had some doubts?
Well, you see, the situation has changed since last night.
Wink, wink.
What's going on here, my Lord Duke?
You see, I gave it some thought during the night. New arguments have come to light.
What do you mean, Duke Manuel?
Sir Gregory, I regret to inform you that Spain will not support you in this operation. I vote for. Moreover, in response to arguments brought to my attention, I declare war on France.
Whoa!
What? What is he doing?
If you think France is afraid of you, you are dreaming.
Over 10 nations rise against you, young man, and you behave like a yapping little dog?
When the French armies are at your door, my Lord Duke, you will change your tune. Well, as for me, I am for Lord Mortimer's project, despite Duchess Hillsborough's overwhelmingly convincing nocturnal attentions.
What? So Emily was playing at trying to win over guests last night?
It was nothing more than a friendly little chat, of course.
How could it be otherwise? And by the way, remember me to your husband when you see him. And you, President Washington, what is your position?
For, of course.
Well, that leaves just yourself and Monsieur Peru, Louis.
Where is he?
You're all making me sick. Look at yourselves.
What?
You are pathetic!
Have you been drinking or what?
There you are, quibbling away. My Lord Duke this, and Madame Duchess that. You know very well that we're nothing but puppets on a damn string.
Jacques, really?
Let's end the charade. It's over.
Jacques.
My lord, thank you for everything you've done for me over the years. But it didn't come for free. And now I see the price is too high to pay. I'll stop.
Come, Jacques, we'll talk it over.
No, I'm finished.
Oh,
I want my freedom back,
intervene.
my lord. I shall no longer work for you.
Whoa, Peru, there's no need to... Hold on. Knock it off.
Wait!
De Richet, you just can't help it, can you? Stop trying to play the hero, man!
Oh, Lord. Let's try and, oh God. Display vulnerabilities, because I don't want to make one wrong choice here. Make him think of his child. That's not gonna work. He doesn't deserve that. You should be kinder to him, despite the fact that you've apparently been manipulated by him before. You gotta give him a second chance.
Monsieur, I know I don't really know you, but you seem like a decent person.
I have done so many horrible things.
You blame yourself, I can see that. Everything's not lost.
I don't want to do bad things anymore.
You can take control of yourself again. You can fix whatever it is you've done.
Do you really believe that?
Of course, Jacques. You'll have all the time you need.
It's going to be alright. Maybe. The order... Oh, God. This is not going to work. Your daughter's on the fear... Does he even have a daughter? I don't know. Let's stand together. Maybe. Maybe that might work. I don't know. I'll try it. We'll try it. Let's stand together, because we've made some inroads, right? You and I could get along.
Jacques, you're not alone.
There's nothing you can do against him.
Of course there is. We've already started.
How can you say that, knowing he's already probably gotten rid of your mother, Louis?
No, he hasn't. She's still here. She's alive, Jacques.
But...
Yes, trust me.
All this agitation isn't worthy of us. Thank God I know this. If it weren't for these items, I would totally be screwed here. Luckily, I know all of his vulnerabilities. All this agitation isn't worthy of us. We're better than this.
This is not who you are. You're better than that.
You don't know me.
Yes, I do. I know you're no coward. So give me your weapon, please.
But
There's nothing to fear. I'm right here.
I don't want him to talk to me.
Don't worry. You're safe now, Jacques.
Monsieur Peru, you could have seriously hurt someone if Monsieur de Richet here hadn't stopped you. Your behavior is unacceptable. You would do better to go and rest in your apartment.
Wow, browbeat him a little harder.
My friends, we shall continue the conference later. I would like to apologize for the inexcusable behavior of my guest. You all need to recover from all of this excitement. Take the rest of the day off.
That could have gone really poorly. Oh, glad I was able to solve that little crisis there. We chose to follow Lord Mortimer, we participated in the conference, we convinced Manuel Godoy, and we did not allow ourselves to be convinced by Lady Hillsborough, and we saved Oh, we have so many successes in the success column. This feels so good for once. I could have allowed myself to be convinced by Lady Hillsborough, she wasn't that persuasive. Could have followed Sir Gregory home, that's true. I could have found out Jacques Peru's secret. Oh, was it a secret that he had a daughter? Because I saw that option a couple of times, but never came up. And I could have found out a secret from Napoleon Bonaparte. But I didn't, couldn't find it, oh well. I do feel that I'm putting my skills in some pretty good places, and let's see. Politics, let's get politics to level 1, basic politics. It's good to have that skill. There are a couple people who are immune to it, but it's good to have that skill. As well as erudition, so we have the basic fundamentals of that skill. And, do I want manipulation or vigilance? They're both at level 1 right now, and I could upgrade them to level 2. Or subterfuges. Subterfuge is a useful skill, but I already got a subterfuge penalty, so I'm probably not going to invest too heavily into that. There are a lot of people who are susceptible to manipulation, but some who are resistant to it as well. We'll go with manipulation. I do like interacting with people and manipulating people, so we'll go with that.
This is like a bad dream. For what reason?
That makes no sense.
I don't understand. I spoke to him only recently.
Who, Peru?
Monsieur Peru has lost his mind. It's obvious.
Yet another way for the French to make a spectacle of themselves. Well, once again it has worked.
My friends, let us settle down, please. We are all in shock, of course.
He didn't pull the trigger, don't worry.
Let us celebrate Louis's courage. He enabled us to avert a tragedy.
Yes.
Yes, that was very noble of you, Louis.
You have given us all a fine lesson in courage.
Thank you.
He owes you his life. That's quite something.
That madman deserves to die.
We are providing Monsieur Peru with care, but rest assured, he is no longer a danger to himself or anyone else. I think everyone needs a little rest. Can you stay a moment?
Of course.
Of course.
Of course. Oh, and the next reading. What are we going to unlock next? Science and... agility or occultism? We'll go with agility. Seems good to me. I've got to say, I really enjoyed that chapter. That chapter was just utterly amazing. There weren't any logic puzzles, no puzzles for me to solve, which is good, because I feel like those are the weakest part of any of these narrative adventure games. And there were 2 narrative confrontations, which, in my opinion, are the strongest thing that this game has. So I would love to see more of that. I hope the next couple of chapters are just as good. This is really winning me over. I'm really starting to get back into this. I hope it continues strong. I'm sure if I hadn't intervened, Peru would have committed suicide, so he's probably not going to have a strong showing for the rest of the game. Or if I had chosen not to intervene, he could have just pulled the trigger and then we wouldn't have any more Peru. But we stopped him from committing suicide, so hopefully that plays out in our favor as well. I wonder if this guy right here is going to be grateful. Maybe he wanted Peru to kill himself. I don't know. I can barely tell this guy's motives. Hopefully they'll become clearer the more we go through this. Until next time, my name is Mike, and this has been the highly engaging The Council. And if you haven't played this game for yourself, I strongly encourage you to play it too, because you can only play through it once, and once you've seen someone else play through it, you can't really go in blind yourself. So it's a great game to play if you haven't started so far. I would definitely recommend picking this one up and having a go at it.